Today I hop through breakfast history.
And so do I. Hop.
Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
Today we're embarking down IHOP memory lane, a road that actually began just a few miles from this very studio.
Yeah, that's right. In a year that we aren't allowed to know because it may be too helpful in the game that we're about to play, the very first International House of Pancakes opened in Toluca Lake, California, just a sausage length throw from where we sit right now.
If you're gonna throw your sausage, you gotta give a man a warning. How far do you think you can throw your sausage?
Not sausage, not link sausage. To Toluca Lake if I got to.
Yeah, and in fact, it opened right across the street from one of the world's first Bob's Big Boy restaurants, if that interests you. But
Don't throw your big boy.
But which of these two big boys knows IHOP's menu like the back of their syrupy hand? It's time for the Shuffleboard Game, IHOP edition.
Welcome to IZOS, the International Zone of Shuffleboard.
In each round, we're gonna taste an item from the IHOP menu, past or present, and then we'll guess when IHOP first introduced that item by shuffling our pancakey pucks. Look how pancakey these pucks are.
That is some tall stacks. I wonder if that's gonna affect the bumpiness of the bump fest.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna do that, shuffle them to our corresponding decade on the shuffleboard.
Yeah, whoever's puck shuffles closest to the correct decade wins that round. Bump fest rules are still a bumping. And whoever wins today shall be anointed the International Prince of Pancakes.
Let's dig in. I got a cool idea for the cloche. I'm gonna pick it up and throw it and you catch it with two hands.
Okay.
It'd be like the cloche boys.
And then I'm gonna throw it to you again. And then you're gonna put it over there. Oh, cupcake pancakes.
Having fun today.
Look at this.
They gave us knives. We don't need no knives for pancakes.
Yeah, not when you can just... Cupcake pancake, never had that.
That's pretty sweet, y'all.
Very sweet icing. You got the sprinkles.
I'm going back in. All right, you won last time, so you go first.
Man.
Get some whipped cream on there.
Let's see, so the decades go all the way back to 1940. When did the cupcakes and the sprinkles and the birthday cake of it all escape the world of birthday cakes? Because the first place it would enter is the pan cake.
Because it's already a cake. It's already halfway there.
So I think this was a precursor to lots of other crap being sprinkled. You know?
Crap being sprinkled.
50s, too early. 60s, too early. 70s, I don't know. I still think that's too early.
Sure.
I think with the pizzazz of the 80s, you're really starting to sprinklefy your stuff and get birthday cake into everything.
But it's
The
cupcakes.
80s. Oh, am I totally wrong about everything?
Well, you were saying cupcakes, and then at some point in your reasoning, you switched to birthday cakes.
Yeah, I did.
So, I mean, I can't help you at this point. I probably shouldn't have said anything. I should have just let this continue.
But the sprinkles is all that really mattered to me, and that's what's leading me to the 80s, whether it's a cupcake, a birthday cake, a pancake. Who gives a cake?
Well, that looks like good placement.
Woo, a little short. So if you're to knock me, or bump as they say. Now, Red, I want to remind you, this is cupcake pancake, not birthday cake pancake, even though my experience was that of a birthday.
Here's the thing I will say. I actually think there's a potentially significant difference between the two, because birthday cake has been put into stuff like over the past 10 years is when that starts happening. But that would be no earlier than 2000. But the cupcake of it all makes me feel like cupcakes would have happened before birthday cakes. I think this is probably anywhere from the 90s up until the 2010s. I'm going to just push you further into the 80s and just hope that you're wrong. So I'm gonna bump you a little bit just to put myself a little bit more in 2000.
I'm now starting to think I am wrong, so. Whoop. That was a nice little bump. Okay, Stevie, is this still cupcakes or is it, you wanna change it to birthday?
It is still cupcake pancakes, and they were supposed to only be a limited time item, but customers enjoyed the sprinkled, filled, and icing topped pancakes so much that they've become a mainstay on their menu since first being introduced in 2016.
Oh, okay, all right.
2010s then,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay, good work, I'll give it to you.
Thank you, I'll take it.
Same thing?
Opposite. Hey! I'm sorry, I gotta just grab one with my hand. I know the French would frown upon this, but
Are there eggs in a crepe, or are they just a thinner pancake?
I think you can put eggs in a crepe. I think they're also just a thinner pancake.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not. They're French, but not because of the eggs.
Crepes are
That would be
great.
the toast part. I'm so confused today. But you're going first.
Did you say today? I'm sorry.
Just today, Stevie.
Man, crepes are good.
They're like a thin pancake.
I don't know if I've told you about my thin pancakes.
I'm gonna say you have, just so you don't tell me about them.
Sometimes I'll make very thin pancakes, but I don't call them crepes, I call them thin pancakes, and I'll do between 15 and 20 in a stack.
Oh, kind of like that, but thinner?
Yeah.
Why don't you call them crepes?
Because I don't know if there's eggs in them. No, because I'm not French. They're so fancy. When did IHOP decide to get this fancy? You couldn't have done this before the 90s. I think this happened in the 2000s, but here's the thing, this is a bump fest, and so I'm gonna be very vulnerable if I go for 2000, because then you'll just push me just like I did on you on the last one. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it more interesting. I'm gonna say my guess is the 90s, and I'm gonna just lodge it in there in the middle between 70 and 90 and make you have to make a decision.
He's stopping
Well,
short
or just, you know.
at the 2020.
Not exactly as intended.
And do you know what International House of Pancakes was called when they first started? It was called International House of Pancakes, which included all nations' types of pancakes. I am asserting right from the very beginning,
This is good reason.
they had crepes because of the French pancake.
I don't think you've
it's
ever
a nation.
You've never made that logical of an observation on this show. You should
know-
get a point just for that. So whenever they started this restaurant, they had crepes.
1940. Now, to be completely smarty britches, all I got to do is get past you, and then any answer is right. So I'm not going to get all caught up in my 1940 of it all. You've made it difficult. I think I need to go over here.
Oh, I made it difficult. Whoa.
Oh gosh, this is going to be a little interesting.
I don't know how this is going to go down, man.
Today, IHOP's menu features strawberries and cream crepes and sweet tart Swedish crepes. But the first crepes IHOP offered were crepes Suzette, described as delicate thin pancakes with orange Cointreau sauce back in 1958.
Oh, and
I think you're closer to 58. There's no doubt.
yeah,
because it's the corner.
it's there. I'm closer here.
Well, so not from the
Than you are
beginning,
there.
but I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't know when it was invented. It was in the 40s or the 50s. So from a long time ago. Link is the point.
We love the Mythical Kitchen team, Josh, Nicole, Trevor, and V. Shout out. You may love them too. You may love them more than you love us, and we're okay with that.
Yeah,
If you don't,
we prefer that.
give them a shot over at the Mythical Kitchen channel. All types of new episodes happening all types of weeks.
All types of weeks. Whoa!
Oh, we're ditching it. Breakfast bowls.
Oh man, where's the bowl?
Yeah, it's on a plate, but we know it came from a bowl.
Man, look at that. It's hearty, man.
We got some link sausage. We got some diced hams,
There's hash browns under
diced
there.
peppers. Of course, we've got eggs.
Of course we got eggs. Man, that's good.
It's got a sweetness to it.
All right, now that we're tied in this game, it goes back to the fact that you won last time, so you can go first.
Snap! Breakfast bowls.
Man, that's good.
The bowlification of breakfast happened in my lifetime. Of course, that's still most of the board. 80s too early. I'm thinking about when KFC started bowlificating stuff. Yeah, I definitely think the bowlification of society really started hitting it hard in the 2000s. But I think it could be 2010s. So I'm gonna go in between those two, and I'm gonna block you from 2000s entirely
Okay,
by just landing in 2010.
good luck with that.
Oh, that's gonna be very weak sauce. Can I use your mulligan?
No, thank you for reminding me.
Wrap it.
I still have a mulligan.
Do you want two mulligans?
No, dude. No.
It's like, it feels fast.
Hey, you didn't eat enough of your breakfast bowl, buddy.
I just want to explain. There's sand on this thing,
Uh-huh.
and I think there was a sandless patch.
But it was such a weak toss, man.
I'm halfway through my stroke, and I just get nervous. I'm like, oh, it's like
Well-
once you're in your stroke, you just have to give it. You just have to follow through.
Now, as
wanna pull back on a stroke.
crazy as this sounds, like the bowlification of things could happen. happened as recently as 2020.
I hope
that
you
could be
think
like
that.
the latest thing. Maybe IHOP held out on the whole bowlification and said, we're not gonna bowlify until we're absolutely forced to. And they just did it recently. Because I would have said that it's in the 2010s, but we've already had a 2016. So that leads me to think that this is in the 2000s. Long story short, I need to get past you and not get any further past you than a little bit.
See, that's weak sauce too. See? You see? You see? You see what happens when you talk smack to the Sandy boy?
Well, you know, hey, Sandy boy, I have a mulligan and I'm gonna use it because I've definitely lost this round. It was like y'all got these on remote controls? I mean, did you see how quickly it stopped?
I love that.
That isn't what happened to yours, man. Yours did not stop suddenly like a remote control.
That's part of the play, man. You never know when there's a sandy area. And
I gotta get past that, whatever just happened. Okay.
Yeah, try again. Scoop. There we go. It's anybody's game, y'all.
After reducing their menu from 12 pages to only 1 the year prior, IHOP replumped its menu with the addition of 6 styles of burritos and bowls, including the Country Breakfast Bowl, in the year 2021.
I told you 2021! I told you,
Sandy
man!
boy got lucky, and he's gonna take his point and run.
And I used my freaking mulligan! Ha! No, here, two hands, I'm gonna catch just the nipple.
Okay, yeah. Sourdough bacon burger.
We'll get it, we'll get it, we'll get it! Don't doubt us!
See,
What?
so IHOP broke into the burger market and then went total sourdough.
They tried. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Because I'm going first.
Yeah, and I'm losing.
That's a good greasy burger.
That's pretty good. That's
I'm going first.
Pretty good.
IHOP has not always been about the pancakes or the breakfast. Burgers have been around for many decades in the IHOP menu.
You trying to sound like what Stevie's gonna sound like?
I always ask myself, what would Stevie say? Melt. Oh, I left the melt out. That changes everything. They didn't start melting their burgers until
Later.
Now, you were about to say something, and I know what it was. There was this campaign where they farcically changed their name to International House of Burgers, IHOP.
Yeah, and that was like 5 years ago, so
And it was
that's not in play anyway.
to like draw attention to the fact they've had burgers for a long time.
Yeah, hey, we've been having burgers. In fact, we're changing our name, but not really.
But at what point did they expand from just being a pancake house to having like more of a diner lunch menu? Diner. That word definitely makes me think of the 50s. But I think that they were a little late to the game because they're always a little cagey.
Right. The international, how hesitant office of pancakes.
So I'm thinking 1960.
Okay.
All right, we've been resanded a little bit here, so
So the dead spot should be gone.
don't do me wrong, Sand. Short. I'm still short. I'm still going too ginger with
That
it.
was not the sand's fault.
Nope, it wasn't.
Okay.
I thought that a lot of sand had been added, and I got nervous again.
Here's the thing, Link. Dang it. I don't think you're in a bad spot, just
know
like
I'm
last
not.
time.
Yeah.
Because I think that 70s or 90s are both not horrible guesses. All right, I'm in a little bit of a desperation mode given circumstances. I think I'm gonna have to go for the long range reverse bump out. This is a very difficult thing when a man is at the top of the pyramid, but I'm at the top of my game, and we're not really.
No, you're not.
So
He's going for the
I'm gonna
long-range
try to do a
reverse bump.
full reverse bump out. This is a risky move, but sometimes you gotta go risky.
It's a move of desperation when you have no clue what the right answer is and you're losing.
I actually think that I would be guessing 90s, but I can't get behind you, so I have to bump you out.
You could do the nestle behind.
And do you know why I think it's the 90s? Not because it's a burger melt, because it's a sourdough bacon.
Bacon.
NAFTA opened up all the bacon lanes. Okay, and this is tough. This is really tough, because you can really mess this up. I didn't take into account the pancakes.
Top heavy pancakes.
Dang it, man!
I think you might need to be going to the International House of Prayer to figure out how to win this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. I just learned something. Maybe it's 1980s.
In an effort to attract more customers, IHOP tried emphasizing non-breakfast items by rolling out a new after breakfast menu, which included a chicken penne pasta, a Southwest chicken fajita salad, and a sourdough bacon burger melt that was introduced in 1999.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah. Luck be a lady, and I'm gonna take her for a date.
My guesses are great. My pucks are horrible. You lift it off, I catch it as a hat. I mean, I can't win, so I need to.
So you want me to throw it onto your head?
No, I want you to throw it up nicely. I'm gonna catch it on my head.
Okay.
Why'd you do it sideways?
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity.
It literally split the top of my skull, man.
Well, now you can blame
It's all par for the
me
course.
for you losing, because you can't win unless I make it interesting. Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity.
So this is just a breakfast platter.
See, when the eggs look like eyeballs, I don't want nothing staring at me. But also, so that ain't my deal. That kind of egg. Sunny side.
Up. Yeah.
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. That is a fun name.
Now, I don't know who goes first when you make it to the final round and it's in a round where somebody's down 3-1.
I'm sorry.
Arms up.
No, this might be for real. This might be my moment.
Okay.
See, leave it to me to self-sabotage an obvious win
If
by dying.
If he dies, he forfeits, I win, right? That's the rule? If he dies before we go into the final round, I win.
All right, I'm back.
Ah, dang it.
I'm not gonna die until after I beat you fair and square.
I don't know who goes first. I think we're gonna have to consult the scroll.
Agreed. Scroll old shuffle rules. Tell us the order.
Okay, when a player is officially dominating, has proven victorious. Nope, that's not it. That's 3 games in a row.
If there's no way.
Upon commencing the final round, the pauper with no mathematical chance at victory can still win by successfully completing a winner-takes-all bank shot. The decree of the winner-takes-all bank shot, yeah, we know that. We know what that is. But who goes first? Is it just the regular rules where you just go first because you're winning? I think we just default to normal rules, but we should add a rule just to clarify that whoever's leading always goes first, regardless of circumstances.
Yeah, we should add that rule even if the rule is somewhere up here and we just didn't read it.
Yeah, until we decide to change it for another reason.
All righty.
The scroll goes back to sleep. So you go first. But you cannot remove the close from the board because that was your fault.
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. What a fun 80s sounding name.
I didn't know where that was going.
I definitely think this feels 80s. Now that's way back there. I think it could be the 70s. If I go for 70s, I'm blocking you from a lot of the 80s. Whoop. Okay, my answer's 80s, and that's what I was aiming for.
Okay, so
You've got to bank it off the back and then land in the place that you say that you're aiming for squarely.
And given the nature of the pancake stack, as I demonstrated earlier, if I go too hard, it's going to fall over. But if I go super soft, it should just bounce off of the back without toppling over, hopefully, and nestle in the 80s.
That's your answer?
I think 80s is a good guess.
Yeah.
But it's my only guess because of the nature of how I would have to win.
Well, the door is open.
Man, this is tough because it's got to not fall over, but it's got to make it completely back into the 80s. Okay, please don't fall over. Oh, please be 80s, please. Is this the year I have to learn what it's like to be a loser? Oh, I hope not.
IHOP's Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity consisted of 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 pork sausage links, and 2 fluffy buttermilk pancakes covered in strawberry, blueberry, or cinnamon apple compote, and finally a whipped cream cherry to top it all off. They sold for as little as $1.99 when they were first introduced in 1985.
Oh, the gods have smiled upon me. Oh, man.
I think I got to do this here.
Look, I'll feed you with some of my syrup from my scepter. Just accept it. Good? Is it real syrup? It's not glue.
Hot glue, hot glue! Ah, dang it, man.
Oh, thanks for subscribing and clicking that bell.
You know what time it is.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Caitlin.
She just gave birth to our firstborn.
His name is Malcolm.
And it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Welcome to the world, Mythical Malcolm.
Beautiful family.
Click the top link to watch us test every button on a toaster and go mythical more.
And to find out where the wheel of mythicality is gonna land.
And then a couple California chilies. We're just gonna, get some nice chili flavor in there. Spices. All of them, just all of them, because this is gonna be gnarly, dude.